Hello! So we will be working now on the next lesson, and that is going to be solving two-step equations. And so our goal for this topic is to solve two-step equations in one variable. So when we are solving a two-step equation, what we can do is we start with the operations and we will be working with them in the reverse order of PEMDAS. If you would remember, with PEMDAS, we work with multiplication and division first before addition and subtraction. So if we are going to undo everything, it's going to be addition, subtraction first, and then multiplication and division afterwards, okay? That is the general rule. So let's have this example here. We have 2x plus 3 is equal to 15. Now, if you would remember, our goal is to isolate our variable, and in this case, it's x, all right? So we start, our goal is to isolate first the 2x, okay? So the outsidemost operation, as you can see, is the plus 3. So what we need to do here is to subtract 3. Okay, so positive 3 and negative 3, that will become 0. And we also subtract 3 on the right side of the equation. So now we have 2x is equal to 15 minus 3. That is going to be equal to 12. Okay, and now it's a lot easier for us to isolate our x because we are now down with only one operation, and that is multiplication. So 2 times x could be undone by simply dividing this by 2. Okay, so we divide by 2, and we also divide 12 by 2. 2 divided by 2, that's going to be 1, so that's going to be canceled out. And as you can see, x will now be 12 divided by 2, which is equal to 6. Okay, so that is how we can solve two-step equations. We eliminate the addition subtractions first, and then we follow with the division and multiplication afterwards. Okay, let's have this next example. So we have 5 is equal to t over 2 minus 3. So our variable, as you can see, is t, and the immediate operation attached to t is divided by 2. So that will be the last stop. And so first thing that we have to remove is our minus 3. And what is the opposite of minus 3? That's going to be plus 3. So we add 3 also on 5. Okay, so negative 3 and positive 3, that's going to be now a 0. 5 plus 3 is now going to be 8. And as you can see, we have t divided by 2. Now, for us to isolate t, we need to remove the divided by 2. And what is the opposite of divided by 2? It's going to be multiply by 2. So it means we also multiply 2 to our left side, which is 8. So 2 divided by 2, that's going to be 1. And so you can see that our variable t is now alone. And on the left side, we have 2 times 8, which is 16. Okay, so our variable t is now equal to 16. So I would like you to try this next example. We have negative 4x plus 3 is equal to negative 5. Go ahead, try it out on your own. Okay, so your x will now be equal to positive 2. As you can see, we have to get rid of our plus 3. We start with that, so that's a minus 3 on both sides. We will now have just negative 4x on the left side, and we have a total of negative 8 on the right side. To remove our negative 4 times x, we divide it by negative 4 on both sides, and you can see we get a positive 2 as our value for x. So let's move on. Okay, now in this scenario, in this particular setup, what you will see is that we will not be doing addition or subtraction first. Okay, now in this scenario, when one side of an equation is in fraction form and it has more than one term in the numerator, the first thing that you can do would be to undo the division first, and then you can move on with the addition and subtraction. Okay, so let me give you this example. Okay, so as you can see here, we have x minus 7 divided by 3 is equal to negative 12. We cannot, remember, we cannot add or subtract first because as you can see, our outermost Okay, you have to consider what is the outermost operation. And as you can see, the outermost operation would be the divided by 3. So we will start with getting rid of your denominator, which is divided by 3. And how do we do that? Well, the opposite of the inverse of divided by 3 would be we multiply everything by 3. Okay? So this is negative 12. We multiply the whole thing by 3. Multiply this by 3. So 3 divided by 3, that's going to be 1. Okay? And so now we are just left with the numerator, which is x minus 7. And on the right side, we have 12, negative 12 times 3. That is going to give us negative 36. And so for us to be able to isolate our variable, we go with undoing our minus 7, and that would be we add 7 and add 7 also on the other side. So negative 7 and positive 7, that's going to be a 0, which will leave us with x is equal to negative 36 and positive 7. That's going to give us negative 29. And so that is the value of our variable. Okay. So let's have this next example. So again, you have to check. Our numerator is composed of 2 terms, and our denominator is just the number 4. So as you can see here, instead of us adding 2 first, we will work with the division by 4 first. Okay? So we will have 6 is equal to x minus 2 divided by 4. The inverse of divided by 4 is going to be times 4. So we multiply both sides by 4, and so we will have 4 times 6, that's going to be 24. 4 and then divided by 4, that's going to be 1 now, and so we are left with our numerator, which is x minus 2. And as you can see, to isolate our x, we have to undo minus 2, and so we need to add 2 over here, so that's going to be a 0. We also add 2 on the left side, which will leave us getting 26 as the value of our variable x. Okay? So that's it.